To be honest with you, I'm no longer surprised that every new teaser shows us something completely different. And now, here it is, a bar scene featuring our favorite characters as if they're part of the mafia. This time, Zubul is missing from the teaser, but she's probably just hiding somewhere off screen. We see Jax as the boss, Gangle as gloomy as ever, Pomni looking serious and focused for the first time, and Regatha is just wow. Of all the things I expected from episode 5, this definitely wasn't one of them, but honestly, I'm very curious to see what might go down in this bar. Especially looking at Kinger, who straight up looks like he's ready to rip your soul out without anesthesia. Apparently, something very important is going to be decided in this bar. And of course, we'll be watching it all unfold. Honestly, I've never looked forward to new teasers as much as I am now. Glitch has been surprising us with something new, literally, every other day. And once again, pay close attention to the fact that Jax is the mafia boss. That detail alone leads me to a pretty wild theory about Jax and episode 5. But first, let's take a quick trip back to the past. Everyone remembers the original order of who the episodes were supposed to focus on, and it wasn't until winter that Gooseworx finally spilled the tea and showed us the real deal. I already told you why episode 5 isn't just about Regatha and Jax. Pomni's gonna be just as important, and this teaser straight up confirms it. You already know the office grind, the Savannah Safari, and the softball game are just tiny pieces of this huge adventure, each location mirroring the characters' real lives. But here's the kicker. I spotted this weird little detail in every teaser that might totally flip the script on episode 5. The first teaser showed all the characters, but then Jax randomly got the spotlight. And on top of that, there was an extra teaser on the Wacky Watch website where he's just chomping on Gangle's arm. Sure, it might not be an arm, but it's definitely a part of Gangle's body, meaning we're absolutely going to see some kind of revenge for what happened in episode 4.
Are you smiling?
No.
Why not?
Wait, nobody can see this, right?
It's time for your employee reevaluation.
But that's not even the main thing. If we take a closer look at the next teaser, besides Pomni, Regatha, and Kinger, we can spot Jax's arm. And if we jump over to the so-called sports teasers, Jax is everywhere there too. Hell, even in that leaked Goose stuff. Meanwhile, Regatha, who was originally supposed to be the main focus of this episode, barely gets any shine. Sure, there's a chance Glitch is just trying to hide what's really going to happen with her character, but what if we've been played this whole time? What if episode 5 is actually mostly about Jax, and Regatha's going to get her proper spotlight in episode 6 instead? I mean, let's be real, Jax kind of became the fan favorite, and given his slight transformation in episode 4.
How you doing?
Everything's been... I'm doing fine.
Wish I could say the same.
Jax, there's dishes back here. You got time to lean, you got time to clean.
God. I'm on it. Later, Pomni.
Honestly, this theory totally holds water. And with all the weird, wild fan theories floating around from back in the day, I think it's time to break down what we actually know about this character. Plus, debunk some stubborn myths a surprising number of Digital Circus fans still believe. Let's start by remembering where this theory came from. In the second episode, something happened that completely changed everyone's understanding of the Digital Circus. Gummy Goo gained self-awareness.
What am I? Where's Mum?
You have a mom?
Shouldn't she be here with everyone else? I can't even remember her face. Did she ever have a face? Was anything ever real?
Okay, wait, don't think about that.
That's where all the nonsense about Jax being an NPC started. Even though many details point to this, there are several facts that completely destroy this theory. I'll walk you through all the situations that support this theory, and then I'll show you what completely debunks it. After that, you can share your thoughts in the comments. All the residents of the Digital Circus retain their human traits when they enter the tent, while Jax stands out as completely different from an ordinary person. He shows no empathy, no compassion, no kindness, and the only things that bring him joy are chaos, bullying, and violence.
I'm so unbelievably disappointed right now.
Well, maybe there'll be blood, death, and violence in the next adventure.
Ha, how wholesome.
They broke my comedy mask.
So, Kane, we having a new adventure today for the newbie or what? Oh, Hey, maybe I didn't leave the gate unlocked for nothing after all.
What? I thought he was dead. You still did that? Okay, wait. You did what now?
Well, love to help you again sometime. Bye!
Bold leaks of the characters' rooms also added fuel to this theory. Every resident of the digital circus is shown inside their room, and while Kinger's so-called room seems strange to us at first, we now understand why he spends all his free time inside his fortress. Jax's room looks a bit odd. More precisely, there isn't really a room at all. We see Jax standing in front of the door to his room, but inside is just digital static. When a new character enters the digital circus, Kane immediately creates a room for them, as we saw with Pomni, but Jax doesn't have one at all. This only added to the curiosity surrounding this theory. Another strange trait of Jax was noticeable in both the pilot and second episode.
She still thinks this is a dream.
Yeah, no.
What do you, the viewers, think it is?
Will you stop doing that?
He's the only one who can break the fourth wall. It's as if he knows this is a show, because that's how Kane made him. He constantly tries to hint at this or mock the others because of it. But in episode 3, there was another strange moment involving Jax.
Why am I the one doing this? Why not one of you guys?
Because something different happens with each person. For instance, Kinger starts glowing, Ragatha's hair noodles stick up, Gangle's mask starts spinning, and Zubul turns straight.
My limbs straighten up and f*** off.
What about you?
He refuses to show us because he's a coward.
I want to keep the mystery alive.
We learned what happens to each character during the breath-holding challenge. To everyone, except Jax. He cleverly avoided showing his talent, which raised a new question. Why does Jax refuse to reveal his so-called superpower? Maybe it's because he's not an ordinary person who ended up in the digital circus by accident, but an NPC who simply doesn't have any special talent since Kane didn't program him that way. Let's go back to the start of the theory. Gloink's queen, Fudge Monster, Gummy Goo and his gang, Baron Mildenhall. They're all villains in Kane's adventures, but only Gummy Goo gained self-awareness. What if Jax was once a negative NPC created for a specific adventure and somehow managed to sneak into the digital circus? Maybe he even managed to get Kane to like him. That's how Jax became part of the circus alongside everyone else, but his main difference is that he still operates based on a programmed script, causing trouble for the others.
Which door should we choose?
Not sure. Let's try this out.
Is that well?
Ah, come on, that wasn't even scary. What? You scared of the vacuum cleaner too?
Hey, be nice to her.
This might explain why Jax left Kaufmo's funeral ceremony, at least because he can't feel the emotions that are natural for all humans. Oh my god, I almost believed that Jax is an NPC because it all sounds so convincing. But there's always a catch. Let's remember one of Gooseworx leaks, where they showed the ages of all the characters, and Jax is included in that list. I couldn't find another leak where Goose said that Kane and Bubble don't have ages, because they're AIs. And even this, some people try to doubt, saying, Gooseworx couldn't have excluded Jax from the list, and that this doesn't prove Jax is human. That sounds like complete nonsense. Gooseworx wrote this long before this theory even existed, and Jax was always intended to be human. Also, let's head over to Netflix, where we read, a woman gets trapped in a bizarre circus-themed virtual world with 5 other people and is forced to play games under the direction of a wacky AI. Here's another piece of proof that Jax isn't an NPC. And as for his behavior, that's just ridiculous. Haven't you ever met truly awful people who only care about chaos and enjoy bullying the weaker ones? I hope now you understand that Jax is human and will stop spreading this nonsense online. But this isn't the worst theory out there. There's something else that makes me laugh and cringe at the same time. I'll admit right away that a long time ago, I believed this theory myself, but that was long before one of Gooseworx's leaks completely debunked all these assumptions. After the release of episode 3, this nonsense only got stronger. Supporters of this theory point to the fact that Jax's condition seems to worsen with each new episode. In the pilot episode, Jax appeared in every scene as the character we know.
Ladies first. No, wait, why would I say that?
In the second episode, nothing really changed, but toward the end, the first hints began to appear.
We like to have a little funeral service to remember the people who abstract. This one just got pushed around a bit with your arrival and everything.
And the third episode completely crushed all the energy and spirit that Jax had before,
want to make sure you're doing all right. You know, we care about you.
Did you remember to get my comedy mask?
Welcome back, my meowing milkmaids!
Don't ever call us that again. So what was it like being stuck with the nutcase?
It wasn't that bad, actually.
And all of this is supposedly leading to Jax turning into an abstracted monster. To completely debunk this theory and shut down everyone who spreads it, we can just point to one post from Gooseworx, where it clearly states that Jax will stay in the digital circus at least until episode 6. I think we can consider this theory fully debunked and officially closed.